Hi Year 9, this is my third video on balancing simple equations, and congratulations if you're here. That means you've accepted the challenge and you've gone for the advanced level stuff. Okay, so what we need to do, exactly the same as before, we've got an equation that is written out for us already. We've got iron bromide plus sulfuric acid, and that is reacting to give us iron sulfate plus hydrogen bromide. Okay, so as with any other equation, we've got to do the exact same thing as we would usually do. We've got to count the number of atoms that are on each side of the reaction, so for our products and reactants. So we've got an iron atom, we've got bromine, we've got hydrogen, we've got sulfur, we've got oxygen. So we'll get those written up on both sides. Okay. Okay, so if we add the total amount of atoms on both sides, so we can see here one iron atom. I'm not going to go through each one individually. If you're at this stage, you should know how to count the atoms, so I'm just going to put these in for you so we can go through it a little bit faster. So we've got one iron, 3 bromines, 2 hydrogens, 1 sulfur, and 4 oxygens. On this side, we've got 2 iron atoms, 1 bromine, we've got 1 hydrogen. This is the part for advanced questions with these brackets here where students can sometimes trip up. Now, because in the brackets there's no number after the sulfur, so that means that there is only 1 sulfur in there. However, we have to times whatever's in the brackets by 3 because it's got that small 3 just outside the brackets. That is only applied to whatever's in the brackets. This iron here does not apply to this number. Okay, so taking that into account, that tells us that we have got 3 sulfur atoms and that we've got a total of 12 oxygen atoms that are in there. Okay, so our first rule, this is why it's important you have to follow this. We've got to balance our oxygens first. Okay, so the easiest way to do that, we've got 4 on our reactant side and we've got 12 on our product side. The easiest way to do that is just going to be to times the 4 by 3. So we need to find our oxygens, which are here, and we're going to put a 3 in front of that compound, so a 3 in front of the sulfuric acid. Whenever we add the number, exactly the same as before, we need to make sure that we recount the atoms that are involved. So we can see here, we've got hydrogen involved, we've got sulfur, and we've got oxygen involved, so we need to count those again. So now we've got 3 times 2, which gives us 6 hydrogen atoms. We've got 1 times 3 gives us 3 sulfur atoms, and we've got 3 times 4, which gives us 12 oxygen atoms. So that is okay. The oxygens are balanced on both sides. It just so happens that the sulfurs are balanced on both sides as well, so that's nice and convenient for us. So our next ones that we need to do, we need to look at the hydrogen atoms. Now for these, you can see that on this side now we've got 6 on the reactant side, so here we've got 6, but over this side we've only got 1. Easiest way to combat that, if we times 1 by 6, that will put us up to the right amount. So we need to find where our hydrogen is, and then put a 6 in front of that molecule. So we put a 6 in front of the hydrogen bromide. Same as before, following the rules, make sure you're being consistent. Recount the atoms that are involved. So we've now got 6 hydrogens and we've got 6 bromine atoms. And that means that our hydrogens are balanced, but the bromines are now not balanced. Okay, so to balance our bromines, what we're going to do, we've got 3 on our product side here. So at this part here, and we've now got 6 here. To get from 3 to 6, all that we need to do is times it by 2. And to show that, we're just going to pop a 2 in front of the compound of iron bromide, which is where the bromine is located. Same rules before, because you've changed it, we need to recount our iron and bromine. we've now got 2 times 3, which is 6 bromine atoms, and 2 times 1, which is 2 iron atoms, and that just so happens to balance the equation. So this is why it's important that you have to work through your oxygen first. It's easier to do that, otherwise it can sometimes get a little bit messy. Okay, so that is an advanced symbol equation. Those sorts of equations there, you will not get any harder than that at GCSE level. Okay, so just remember, for the brackets, whatever is inside the brackets will be multiplied by the number on the outside. Okay, if you would like some questions, some advanced questions that are similar to this one, ask me during the lesson. I will give you some to have a go at. Okay, thank you very much.